Okay, so you guys must have reached slide 5 where you have seen the reference of EEO employment report. Here we'll try to learn as to how a column and a bar chart is made and how do you add data labels and data tables to that. Okay, so before you dive into this video, I would really like you to do it on your own first. Try to search in Excel as to how you can add a column chart or a bar chart and how can you add data labels and data tables. If at all you're not able to figure it out, then you can of course jump back on this video and learn as to how that is done. Okay, so the very first thing that we would understand after looking at this specific PowerPoint slide 5 is that it captures the individuals who have different professions and what are their genders, right? So on this specific slide you can see here that on the x-axis you have the various professions of the individuals, say it's sales workers or office or clerical workers and so on, and on the y-axis we have the number of those workers. Okay, so in this Excel file we have the data for men, women and all employees here, and along with that their professions are here, and all of the other uh, details, whether the what is the race of the individuals and men and women and so on, are later. But for now we are basically concentrating on understanding the graph of the men, women and all employees against all of the professions, right? So this is the complete data that we should be taking care of when it comes to this specific chart. Okay, so to draw this chart, what we'll do is we have to select the data, and that applies to any of the chart. Whenever we want to graph or chart something in Excel, we will select the data and then we'll try to make a chart out of it. Okay, so we know that this data is required, right? Along with that we need labels where it shows all employees, men and women, right? So along with that, what I'll do, I have to select these labels. So i'll uh, I'll click the control button, I'll keep pressing it and select the rest of the data here. Okay, so this is how I select all of the data that is needed for this specific chart. Once I do that, I'll go on insert. In the insert, you have the very first type of chart, which is the column or the bar chart, and that is what we are trying to plot here, right? So we'll click on that, click on the very first option. So that's my chart that I'm looking for, right? So here, if I make it bigger, it looks exactly same as to what I'm looking for. Hold on. Yes. Now, if I want to change the chart title, what I should do is I'll just double click on the chart title here, and that's how I can change the chart title that is associated with it. If I want to change something else here, then I can just select this and change it. If I want to change the chart title, I can just click on chart title and update as to whatever I want, right? EEO employment report. Okay, so this is how you can change anything at all in this specific chart. Now coming on to the slide 7 where we see the data labels and data tables. So whenever we add any chart in Excel, a chart design tab opens up. It automatically shows up in your Excel. So this chart design tab has all of the functionalities that we'll be learning slowly as to how exactly each and everything works in Excel. Okay, so in the chart design tab, we have data tables and data labels here. You see here, it says data labels. So keeping the chart selected, if I select the data labels and hover over the different options that we have, you will see the values of those bars, right? As you can see, when I keep it centered, it is at the center of the bar. If I go inside end, inside base, outside end, data call out. But one thing that you should notice is when I try to add data labels to a bar chart, and if the bar chart is very busy, it becomes cumbersome to read, right? So during this instance, what do? Is we use a data table. So what happens in data table is it clearly encaptures the data in a form of a table showing us whatever values are associated with it, right? As an example here, see, officials and managers, all employees have the value around 60K, right? And that's what you see here, correct? So instead of referencing back to the Excel, we can see all of our details in the chart itself. Okay, so that's how we make a column and a bar chart, and that's how we add data labels and data table to the chart. Okay.